Today I'm going to be giving you a 5-month update review on the Unimig Razor AC/DC 200 amp TIG welder. Now before we get started, I need to go through my usual bullshit. This was bought and paid for by myself. Nobody told me to do a review. Nobody knows I'm doing a review. The company has no idea who the hell I am. Nobody's given me a reach around. Nobody's given me a backhander. And at this stage, my channel is not even monetized. So there is no advertising affiliation whatsoever. So let's get on with it. About June, I bought this machine and it is now December. I've had plenty of time to use it, muck around with it, stuff with it, try and break it, and so far I haven't succeeded. So I thought it might be time to give you my thoughts on what I think of this thing, whether it's worth the $1,600 that I paid for it. Yeah, very expensive actually. It's probably the dearest friggin' TIG I've ever bought. But, is it worth it? Well, stand by. Let's check it out. Okay, so in general, I do like the machine. It does have some pros, and it does have quite a few cons. So here's some of the good and bad things that I think. Personally, I think it uses less gas than my other TIGs. My bottles seem to last quite a lot longer. I haven't been doing any more or any less welding than what I normally do, but I do find the bottles have been lasting longer. I have been able to lower the amount of gas usage. Whether this comes down to the design of the cup or something along those lines, or the design of the torch, I'm not exactly 100% clear on. Number two thing that I absolutely love about this welder is its quick disconnects. It has got a quick gas disconnect on the front. It's got a quick gas disconnect on the back. It's got a quick pedal disconnect or power disconnect, whatever you'd like to call it. In fact, you can strip everything off this thing within a couple of seconds and then just click it straight back in again. Find that absolutely fantastic. A lot of the other welders I've had, you've had to use friggin' hose clamps and shit like that to put your pipes on, and other ones that, bits that fucking screw on and all kinds of shit. These, they just straight in like an air compressor, bang, front and back, and including the pedal as well. Absolutely brilliant. I have to give them props for that. A 10 out of 10. That is one of the most fantastic bits about this welder for sure. Now, I'd say my biggest pet peeve about this welder would be the eye face, or the eye drive. It reminds me of an eye drive actually. Look how bloody tiny the writing is on this, and it's not very intuitive at all. Most of the welders I've had before are very simple, as in what the item actually does. When you click on a certain item, you usually know what the hell that item does. Now, some of this is fine, like the pre-gas, the post-gas, etc., etc. But some of this other stuff is friggin' well backwards and upside down and inside out, and it is actually a real pain in the ass. And the other thing is, look at the size of this writing. That is the size of my finger compared to the size of the writing. You basically need to get up on this thing with a fucking magnifying glass so you can read the bastard. And half the time it's just got little symbols on there that you got no idea what the fuck it is. The menu jumps around all over the place. It's just really not, I don't know what the word is. It just doesn't flow right, when you go to use it. I have basically had the manual sitting on this machine so I can, when I go to adjust something, that I can actually work out how the fuck to do it. And a lot of the times I'm going to read it 4 or 5 times, and then I've got to get up on the bastard and try and have a look and see what actually it says on these little tiny symbols. Look how fucking small they are. This is just incredible. Why? Why the fuck would you do that for? Why would you make something so incredibly stupidly small? You go through the menu and then it just goes in a straight line, and it jumps up to the fucking top, and then it jumps back down again, and then it's fucking here and there, and it's just really, really weird. And when you adjust one thing, then you've got to go back in and adjust something else fucking to suit it. It's really, really hard to explain because it's a real pain in the fucking ass. So that's one thing I absolutely hate about this machine, is the fact that it's just so fucking hard to work out what the hell you're doing. Hey, look, some people out there might not have a problem with it at all, It's the same as some people have a hard time, with Apple phones, and other people have trouble with friggin' Android phones. Well, this is one of the things that I have problems with, is this machine, and it's just an absolute pain in the fucking ass. I find it to be the exact opposite that what any of my other machines were like. I actually really, really like an analog machine. Here's one of my other welders, and it is absolutely completely analog, and I find that absolutely brilliant, because whenever you want to adjust something, it's right there. It's right there at your fingertips. It's one dial to do one thing. Now, this thing has one dial to do 25 different things. And then in those 25 different things, there's probably another 3 or 4 things each. So it's just, it's fucking mind-blowing. It's enough for you to sit there and try and choose what fucking shotgun to brush your teeth with every morning. It is definitely a down point of this machine, I must say. Another thing I like about this is the torch. The torch actually comes with a power control on the torch head itself. You've got a choice. You can either plug in a foot pedal and use a foot pedal, or if you don't have a foot pedal or can't afford a foot pedal or don't like foot pedals or you don't have any legs, then you can use, I'm not being that facetious. Hey, some people don't have legs, all right? What's your problem? You can use the thumb drive, which is it's actually quite handy. It's pretty good. You can do it on the fly. You can actually be in the middle of welding and pretty much sort of tune it up and get it going. Especially if you do your settings on your machine, you can actually set it where you press the button once and it'll start welding, and it'll just keep the torch on, and then you can adjust the power on the fly on the wheel. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. I haven't used it a huge amount. It's not something that I am really interested in. I always use a foot pedal to control my stuff. But besides that, if you were just, like I said, on the fly, you don't have a foot pedal, you're only just starting out, this is your first machine, blah, 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 then, yeah, this thumb drive is pretty good. I like it, and they've thrown it in for the cost, which is great. Good on yous. The other thing I like, in general, is the torch. The torch is good. It seems to stay a lot cooler than a lot of my other torches do. My other torches seem to get really hot pretty quick. This seems to last quite well. It's very heavy duty, as in the consumables inside of it, like the collets and the cups and stuff like that. I have not gone through any. It's been 5 months. I have not gone through a single consumable with this, except obviously for the rods, which I think is really, really good. Now, fair enough, they're not generic. You can't buy them off eBay, as far as I know at the moment. They're not the cheap Chinese ones. But at the same time, I haven't been burning through them. So, that makes all the difference in the world. I guess, if you're going to pay $30 for a cup or something like that, you want it to last 30 times longer than what you pay for a $1 cup from China. So, that's my opinion. I think it's great. I like the torch. It's another bonus. Another thing I'm happy with. Another thing that I think is a very positive aspect of this welder is that it holds its memory, which is absolutely fantastic. The amount of times that I've gone to use one of my other welders, and if you disconnect it from the wall, it forgets its memory, right? So then you go to use it, and all of a sudden you're blowing holes in shit and all kinds of stuff, and it's just an absolute pain in the ass. This thing, disconnect it from the wall, leave it for a month, and when you go to switch it back on, it's remembered every single setting that you had on there, and it's ready to weld from where you left off. I think that also is fantastic. Good on yous for that one, for sure. She comes with a 300 amp earth, or, well, it's not actually earth, it's the positive side, but, you call it an earth clamp. Brilliant. Very nice. It's good to have something of decent quality. I've had no problems with it whatsoever. It doesn't get extraordinarily hot. It's got heaps of grip. It opens up nice and wide, gets a hold of a heap of shit. very happy with that as well. That's another positive thing, is the earth clamp on it. I'm very happy with that indeed. All right, so my opinion's all over. We've heard the positives and negatives. Okay, is it worth the money? Yeah, I guess so. I'd prefer to pay less. It's a pretty stupid thing to say, really, but it was out of my budget. Okay, I'll tell you that much for a start. It was out of my budget. I had to really suck my own dick to fucking buy this thing, that's for sure. Would I buy it again? Look, if I had the money, I would, for sure, because it is a really good welder. If I could get something with maybe just a couple of less features, but that welded as good, that was like, you know, half the price, then I would probably buy that instead, something else. Only because of the price. The price is the thing that really kills me on this one. It is really fucking expensive. So, but, you know, all up, you do get a lot of bang for your buck. You do get your money's worth in this machine. It welds really nice. It's got really good features. The fans on it, quiet as fuck. It will run for like half an hour on friggin' 140 amps and not make a single sound in 40-degree heat. And then, you know, you'll hear the fans clip on and come in, and they'll stay on for a couple of minutes and they'll shut back down again. So, unlike some of my other welders that sit there and they just hum and burst and fart away for fucking the whole time they've switched on, this one is pretty well bloody deadly silent most of the time. You don't even know you're running it. It's a very nice welder to use. I think the only two things I don't like about this welder is, one, the price, because holy fuck me dead, that is really dear. I sell my ass on the corner just to fucking pay for it. And the other thing is that the eye face on it, the menu side of things, and the size of the writing on it is just bullshit. I'm not happy with that. Okay, so they're my two things I don't like about it. There's the rest of the things I like about it. As I said, if I had the money to blow, then yes, I would be happy in buying it again. I think it's a really good welder. I think it does a really good job. Yes, I think it's a lot better than the eBay garbage that's normally out there. Well, you've heard my opinion. I'd like to hear yours. Comment below. Until next time, be good, stay safe, and see you around like a Rissole, trendsetters. Ciao, ciao.
Techno.
Cosmo, rave.